Okay, we're live.
AR. We're live, and it's hello everyone. Yeah, and anyway, I lost my words now. I don't know what to say. But tonight we have Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regime, who are a fantastic team from Hungary. We have Zune, we have Schmigel, and we have me, and we have Danny lurking in the background as well, who will be shortly joining us for some fantastic cast. So hold on to your pants and hopefully enjoy the games. It's an all-kill format, so yeah, check it out. And I say I really hope you enjoy the games. So we'll start everything rolling. I'm not sure who is up first. For Ancient Regime, we have Oscar, and yeah, let's roll.
2 seconds, guys. Need to get the chat up.
So is Winter our first player for tonight?
No, we'd like to see more than 3 games, so we're going to have Oscar going up first, which is equally a bit of an interesting choice. And yeah, he's got to go, so he wants to kind of like bust out some moves. So
fair enough.
But yeah, we have a 5v5 at the moment. Let's have a look who they've got for their roster. Ancient Regime, they have a really, really strong lineup. They've got some fantastic Terrans, really, really nice guys. PSE's got a really cool stream. Oh my goodness me, there you go, there's their GM. Horizon. I thought he was in gold, and my mistake, actually GM. Nordics. We have Kakos as well. They've got a lot of Protoss in Ancient Regime. I'm very jealous.
Protoss, as you say.
Yeah, Protosses.
Protosses.
Yeah, Protosses.
Protosses. What?
Protosses. Protoss. But yeah, they have lots, and yeah, they're cool guys. And yeah, gonna start rolling out in a minute. So in the meantime, we're just gonna bust out some music for you, and
Are we?
yeah, we're gonna bust out some music. You'll be like, show me your moves.
Oh, I don't have any music. 2 seconds. That's good.
Oh, you got some music.
Yeah, just weird music.
Do you know, I made the mistake of leaving my stream on while I was just doing my normal daily life thing. Believe me, that could have been femme fatale. Yeah,
I've done similar before.
Okay, so yeah, Oscar is the first lineup. They have their Grandmaster. No sign of PSZ, but as I say, they're all really good. I think it would be really kind of testing everyone's TV piece, because what they are lacking though in the Ancient Regime is they are lacking Zergs. So maybe it could be like swing in Poison's favour for that.
I'm happy about that.
There's four Zergs and 1 Terran. So yeah, cool stuff. And yeah, I don't know anything about. I've seen Horizon play before. He likes to go for big timing pushes, like 2 base, 3 base, and so on. But I'll have to see what he does. But he's a very good player. Though he did lose last time, and he wasn't very happy about it. It was a base trade scenario, and we ended up with 1 base with Broodlord Infestor, and nothing but pure Spinecrawler.
Okay.
And yeah.
to get going?
I think we're almost ready to get going. Do you know, I can't see who is in the chat anymore, which is most... Well, not the chat, but I can't see how many people we have on the stream anymore. It doesn't
We've got
seem to
11.
be-
Level 11 so far on mine.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Well, I can see because obviously I've got the.
14 now even. After I just mentioned that I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna be
It's
casting
just
tonight.
bumped up to 14, and that doesn't include myself because I don't have the stream open.
User joined your channel.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we're just waiting on the first map decision here from both teams.
Uh-huh.
Maybe just put it on some music until they decided on a map.
Was that sorry?
Maybe just put on some music until they decided on a map.
Okay, look.
Sound muted. Microphone muted. Sound microphone activated.
Okay, sound's back.
Hello, Schmigel. Welcome back. Okay, everyone, we got Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regime. And yeah, should be some fantastic games. We have Oscar versus countles should be on the map. Acheron Waste, and yeah, we haven't played these guys since Wings of Liberty, but they were fantastic, and I say they've got a really good lineup. So yeah, watch the space and see how both players react.
Be interesting to see how they play with the new Heart Swarm.
Well, I have seen Oscar play quite a bit, and his playstyle hasn't really changed all that much. He still loves Linkling Neuter with Ultralists and just lots of counter aggression, making little smart little moves. And of course, we have Kakos. I can't remember. I just cannot remember what he did. But I'm sure it would be fantastic. And I'm sure it's going to involve Marines, Hellions, Reapers, Marauders, and Widowmines at some point. Unless, of course, he goes into mech. And of course, a big shout out to all our viewers. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello to Veza, and of course, Mr. Winter, who's been doing lots of advertising for us. So, who do we have on the map soon?
We have Clade spawning in at the top left, and Kakos in the bottom right as the builder.
Excellent. And yeah, we've seen this map quite a lot. Seems to be quite balanced between all three races, or do you feel differently about that, Son?
No, I feel that Acheron is probably one of the more balanced maps out of the map pool currently.
Yeah, I agree. And so there's lots of options. You know, there's a small enough distance that you can put on a little bit of aggression, but at the same time there is just enough. You know, there's room to go into big macro games, getting an easy fourth. So suiting all variety of styles of play, including mech.
Indeed, I have been a victim of a few mech builds myself on this map, so it'd be interesting to see if Kakos does decide to go for that.
Yeah, and by the looks of things, I think we're going to be seeing a CC first. So one of those builds that is becoming more standard. Was always thought as a little bit greedy in Wings of Liberty, but now people realizing it is perfectly safe to do as long as you have competent scouting.
Exactly, and as we do see the SCD moving across the map now to Clade to see exactly what he is going to be doing, and he is going to be opting for a scout of his own here, so both players playing very safe, and Clade obviously are going to opt for that hatchery first, so I think both styles are going to be quite macro orientated.
Yep, I agree. I like this from Kakos. He's sending his SCV and then making his choice to see where to build his command center. Of course, if he sees an early pull, he builds on the high ground, but because he scouted it, that early hatch, then he knows he's quite safe and just builds it on the low ground.
And so he does, and rightfully so. And I'd be interested to see if he does follow this up with just a singular barracks and go straight into a factory, or if he decides to put on quite a few barracks early on and maybe go for a pressure.
Yeah, there was that very popular biocentric style versus Ling Infestor, but we're seeing that that's not so much the case.
And the SCV picked off here.
Yeah, nice little win there for Clade, and you know, just talking about mentality, it's so frustrating, when you start, and he's already chewing away on this second SCV, so being extra annoying, and I think he might, and he gets away.
The SCV has to be very careful here, Dom. That drone is looking for the kill and goes back to tapping the other SCV, delaying this CC quite a bit actually. And I am surprised though that we didn't see Clade go for that 3 hatch before pull, as he did drone scout relatively early.
Yeah, exactly. And it's it just batters you mentally. I feel that you lose one and just constantly keep poking. You have to pull away. And Oscar must be feeling really cheeky with himself right now. But yeah, as you say, look, we see one barracks followed by a gas.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a factory play here after building his orbitals. And I would like to see a third hatchery early from Clade, but thus far he doesn't seem to opt for it.
Yeah, I think he's going to rely on a little bit of aggression. perhaps to re-establish himself into this game, or perhaps he has a build that he feels that he doesn't need to kind of opt for that super fast hatchery and gets his queens up for the injecting. Yeah, look at this, he's building 2 more queens, so he's going to have the injects and the larva at his and creep tumors at his disposal.
Indeed, he can get quite a lot of creep spread going on early with those 4 queens, and he is now taking 2 gases in his main base, and as we do see the tree coming up from the Terran, it would be... oh, and I don't like this bunker placement from the Terran. I feel this is a bit of an overstep. He's going to have to wall in with supply depots if he wants to have any chance of holding off any kind of pressure from Clade without that 3rd hatchery.
Yeah, he's got, what, 2 Marines right now. He's even skipping the bunker right now. This double gas hit. Yeah, I feel that there possibly is a little bit of pressure coming from Clade building up here.
There certainly must be with this early double gas and the lack of a 3rd. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an early lair even at this point of the game.
Perhaps a very fast 2-base Mutilus build?
That is certainly a possibility. We don't see it a lot, but he is actually getting the link speed first, so not going to be too greedy with his technology just yet, and is actually throwing down a spine crawler. Perhaps he feels that maybe the Terran is going to opt for a more aggressive approach himself.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. We see the 2nd gas going down, Hellions and a tech lab, so I think we're probably going to see some biocentric play by, but you never know, could be a factory going down on this tech lab.
We do see a 3rd CC, so certainly a more economic route here for our Terran player, and double evolution chamber coming from Clade, so he certainly is going to be safe against any pressure from the Terran, but I wonder if the lack of a 3rd base is going to hinder him in the late game.
Yeah, I wonder that too, but he is getting his upgrades. He's going to have 1-1 before. There you go, there's the 3rd for Clade, and of course it's going to be a little while before Kakos is able to put his own 3rd down unless he has a little bit of Hellion support, but at the moment he's opting to keep the rest of his Hellions at the back of his base.
We do see the lair timing now and the 1-1 upgrades from the Evo chamber going to be opting for a more maybe a Ling Bane Neuter, as you said he likes so much earlier. So I think that we will be seeing that here. We do have a lot of creep tumors on the map. He's got to be careful not to lose them to these Hellions, and he might want to be very careful. He has got the spine crawler to help defend against that, but no real units besides the queens right now.
Yeah, that's right, and yeah, he's putting his Hellions to the front there. I think he's just going to use to poke back these Hellions and then carry on spreading his creep. And as we saw yesterday, creep is so essential when dealing with this marine Widow Mind style, because it allows you to get those super effective surrounds.
Yeah, exactly, and we do indeed see some Widow Mines out already. 4, in fact, with Stim on the way, and double upgrades from the Terran player, so we're certainly not going to be too far behind the Zerg, and you really don't want to be behind the Zerg and upgrades as the 3rd here finishing for Clay, so he's going to want to saturate that very quickly. Bailey Nest on the way, and Spire, so he certainly is going for that Ling Bane composition with the Mutilus support, and that is probably the right choice to make on this map.
Absolutely, and now we see a small pack of Lings, and you can see him setting up an ambush for these Hellions. He wants to grab them and take them off the map so that he can run around freely and do whatever the hell he likes.
And our Terran player here is already going to be taking that 3rd, perhaps slightly greedily. He does have some mines to cover that, and he is already transitioning to making some more gases at the expansion, so he certainly feels comfortable right now, and he is going to be adding on lots of barracks here, and his starport is just finishing, so we certainly will be seeing a later game than we have perhaps anticipated, as both players are opting to be more passive.
Absolutely, Clade playing very passive, not getting his 2-2 just yet, but he is getting baling speed, which is so essential in cleaning up these bushes. His 3rd is getting saturated now, and the Spire is just about to finish, and I think we're going to see about 9 Mutalisks pop out.
I think he's purposefully delaying this 2-2 just to get those extra Mutalisks out early, so maybe he is opting for the early aggression here. He does see the Widow Mines in position, so perhaps he's going to be going into the main, picking off some SCVs, maybe a few reactors, just trying to cripple the infrastructure of the Terran to then have a stronger lead in the late game.
Absolutely, and look at this, so many Marines are going to be coming out. See a lot of Widow Mines as well. 2-2 not started for the Terran yet. He did forget his armory on that timing, but there you go, there's the 4th going down for Clay, and in a minute we're going to see that first initial timing with the Medivacs. And look at this, we see a turret going up. Yeah, those turrets are going up just, well, on auto almost.
I would say that the main is still quite exposed. There is a singular widow mine and a turret there, but that is easily dealt with some micro. But these, more importantly, is that these mutalisks will be able to deny any drop harass from Gapos here. So if Clade is on top of that, he will be able to deny any. And what I do like to see is overlords in the corners of the map, which we don't quite see here from Clade. He has got his overlords in position, but not too far out. He is just swinging into the third of Capos here. Does take a Widowmine shot here, so he's going to have to be a bit more cautious with these mutants. I don't think he's going to get any harass done at the moment.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. The first little push is going to be coming out now. 2 medivacs, a big handful of Widow Mines, and we see 2-2 in the background. So maybe it's going to lead up to a 2-2 timing. Oscar has got Lings, Banelings, and Mutas in preparation for this, and he's setting up nice defences here, you know, for potential drops.
He certainly is. He has skipped on his +1 melee, +2 melee attack. I'm not sure if that's an accident or if he's intentionally saving his gas for a few more mutalisks. But he certainly will have enough units to deal with this push. He has to be careful, they're almost losing an overseer, and he really wants to keep that alive. He might even want to throw down a changeling just to check on the fourth of the Terran, just to make sure the Terran's not playing too greenly. But he does have an overlord there, puking creep, so he's going to be knowledgeable of that right now. And Dwelling Claws on the way, and the big push now moving out. Dom, do you think he's got enough to deal with this?
I think he's setting himself up quite nicely for a big surrounder. He's got units on all 3 points of the flank right now, and I think we're going to see the big run in from all 3 directions.
All of those mines are clumped up, Dom, which is not what you want to see from a Terran player. You want them nice and split up so they can get as much coverage as possible. And the Lynx now moving in for a perfect surround. All the mines are clumped up. The Mutas have to be careful. They don't detonate well enough on the Mutas, but do take out many. Most of the army has scooped up and retreating from the Kakos. I would say that's quite a relatively nice defense there from Glaive.
Yeah, that was a really nice positioning there from all 3 units. A good little push there from Kakos, but I feel he just kind of bravely pushed onto the creep. And look at this, the Bling is just sitting on top of these Widow Mines.
Oh, he had the Overseer building though. Just barely anticipating the timing of that. He knew that exactly when they were going to detonate, so fortunately not going to be accidentally losing any units to those mines and picking up a few more over here with his Mutalist. So he is going to replace this Mutalist, but as a Zerg player, you don't want to be wasting too much gas on these Mutas. You want to be getting your hive, getting your upgrades, and he still hasn't started his +2 melee, and I think that might be a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, and here we go. Here is another push coming from our Terran friend, but again, bravely pushing under creep, which I just do not agree with. He's stimming forward to check on the third, and the drops aren't down just yet. Again, Oscar setting up another big flank to deal with all of this.
He does have Drilling Claws, so those mines immediately bury into position, and lots of hits going off from the mines, but not quite accurately enough, and all the Mutalisks survive and able to force this back. As you said on Creep, it's not an ideal place to fight as Terran, and he does clean this attack up nicely, and I feel that he has just enough here to maybe do some severe damage, but luckily the Terran is retaining his medivac count.
Absolutely, there does upload into his medivac there. He's going to attempt a little drop here. The other thing I noticed about Clay's movement is that he surrounds the mines, so when he pinces in on them, the mines actually shoot onto the Marines and do more damage to himself than they actually do to Clay's unit, which I don't know if it's done on purpose, but again, a nice little kind of maneuver there.
It certainly is done on purpose. They're splitting up the Zerglings so there's not too much splash damage done to his own units, and abusing the mines and using them to his own advantage. We do see a drop here at the fourth of Clay, but he's already got some units in position to deal with this, and even a few Mutalisks, so he is going to be cleaning out this drop very easily, getting the medivac. That was a bit of a mistake there from Kakos, but he does have his fourth base up after clearing up that Overlord, and this CC actually needs to be repaired. I don't know how, but for some reason I think the Mutalist's got a few shots off at it because it is in the red and it is bleeding here.
Oh yeah, wow, the Mutalist, I do believe, yeah, we're poking him with our eyes. We've got 2 Widow Mines there, and he scans just to see where his army positioning is. He's transitioning into Marauders in anticipation, I feel, out of Ultralist, but we don't see it. And look at this, Widow Mines are right at the back, and again, he engages on this creep so bravely, but Oscar is just waiting, pouncing.
Oscar's getting burrow. Maybe he wants to get his own mines now.
That could be certainly a possibility. And all those Mutalisks taking quite a few mine hits there. He wants to be very careful, and he is gearing up for a drop here. The Kakos is. Or maybe not, maybe that was just a misclick. but he doesn't really need to engage the Zerg here. He needs to just pick away, do a bit of harassment. There's no need to engage the Zerg right now. He has got his 4th base secured. He just wants to defend, maybe get some Raven tech up. I think he should be working on his infrastructure to make. And huge swarm of Banelings coming in now. He's going to get a perfect round on these units, and the Banelings, they've locked him in place. The Mutants here to pick up the Medivacs. There's no retreat for our Terran player countles, and he's full retreat now. Play just absolutely annihilating the army.
Absolutely. Every time he's got the pincers on both sides of the bio blob, and he just clears push after push right now. And I say the pendulum is swinging. It's Oscar's turn to come in here, and so many Zerglings.
So many Zerglings indeed. Even those 2 upgraded raids aren't going to be enough to stop them. Even these mines aren't going to be enough. And I feel that maybe our Terran play here was a bit too aggressive, and now he's going to pay the price. There's no planetary. There's only 1 mine and 2 turrets at this expansion, and these Zerglings and Mutalists are going to make short work of this orbital. And there's just not enough units here from Capcos, not enough infrastructure to quickly remax.
Absolutely, and we have a look at Oscar's bank right now. We have an Ultralist coming down, we have Zerglings at the front, and we have 4k minerals, 2,000 gas. Clade is setting himself up for his 3rd and final transition into this game, the Ultralist switch.
Indeed, and that's exactly what he needs here. I don't think we're going to have enough Marauders to take care of that. But the 3-3 is nearly done for the Terran, and I think that slight grade advantage might be able to give him a chance to come back here if he so decides to use this timing to his advantage. We don't yet see the +3 melee from the Zerg, so we could certainly do something in this time frame. We'll have to see if he decides to play a more passive style, or if he does indeed try to use this grade advantage to his advantage.
Absolutely, and I'd like to see Clay throw down some more bases there. We see him expanding out right now. Another little drop. Something I think we feel lacking from Kakos here is just his little bit of a drop aggression, even though the Mutas are kind of
And he is going to get the cancel on this hatchery, and that is not quite as devastating as it usually would be, as do like to expand in opposite locations, so it's even harder for the Terran player to deny them those extra gases. So I think he's going to be fine in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, Kakos has come out nicely here. He's got a good bioforce, but this is Ultras and Bling Bling Muta. This all of a sudden, this bioforce has got so much more punching power, and we see a big blob to a big spread of Ultras here, and I think this is going to get ugly.
We do have 17 Marauders. I'm not sure if that's enough, and luckily for him, he does have enough that shoots up, so these Mutalists aren't going to be too much. But the Ultralists now moving in for a pincer with the Zerglings and the Banelings, almost getting a beautiful surround, but nice stutter step from Kakos. The Marines, though, taking so many hits from these Ultralists, suddenly getting completely annihilated. Ultralists on top of them, punching into his expansion. I don't think he can hold.
Absolutely. The Ultralists are knocking at the door. We don't see the 4th going down. Oh, no, we do see the 4th going down, and they're just circling in, and I don't think there's enough production here for him to deal with it.
And a GG from Kakos.
Absolutely. Well played by Oscar there. He just, I just feel that he knew that current Terran meta at the moment, and just knew what to do in every single little push that he did, and those were scary pushes. It wasn't even like Kakos wasn't macroing. I mean, he was playing phenomenally. He just knew how to deal with that, with those biomines. And I said, if Kakos had dropped a bit more, I felt that he could have pulled Clade out of position perhaps, and you know, then got his Widow Mines into that little bit more of a better position, and even just clearing up the creep, I think, would have helped him out so much more.
Oh, absolutely. He really did need to clear out that creep, and that was Clade's plan all along, just to push that creep as far as he could, just to have that amazing mid-game engagements that he so did, and then absolutely capitalized on Kakos' out of position, and able to annihilate not once, but twice, but thrice Kakos' army. And I think that was what really cost Kakos the game there, despite his early economic lead and his quite aggressive economic style of getting that quick max, the quick 3-3. It just wasn't enough to deal with Clade's aggressive style.
Absolutely, and now we have the next map. We have Horizon on Whirlwind, a PvZ. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, Whirlwind does make some extremely long games, and a PvZ especially because we might be seeing a lot of static defense from the Zerg to then be able to use perhaps Broodlords to be able to deal with the big, massive ball of Protoss that we will see. So I think this is a good map for both races. However, I do feel that this is slightly favouring the Protoss because Zerg do tend to have to be a bit more on the defensive side than they would like to because of the amount of attack paths, the amount of harassment that Protoss can deal to the Zerg during the late game.
I couldn't agree more. So now I'm just going to invite into the game. We have Horizon. Now these two have come to Clash before. They've got a bit of history behind them. I haven't seen Oscar's PvZ style recently, but I'm sure Horizon has a whole horde of builds at his disposal. And where's Clara? There we go. What did you think of that game, Danny?
Sorry, again?
What
Please?
did you think of that game?
I just saw the last couple of minutes, but what I thought, I expressed my thoughts in the team, in the stream chat, like elephants crushing through porcelain.
We do have a very small technical difficulty with the stream, Dom. I'm going to have to type something too.
Oh. Schmigel, do you have a... Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There seems to be a small audio fuzz at the moment on the stream.
Really? Don't know.
No matters anyway, but again, thank you everyone who tuned in, and hope you enjoy the stream. We have Zun, we have Schmigel, we have Danny, and of course we have me. This is PoisonTVde. So yeah, check out. This is Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regimes, currently 1-0, but it's a very high level quality of player. So yeah. Now a PvZ on Whirlwind LE.
We do indeed have a GM Horizon here up against our own Clay, so we're very interested to see what PvC style he does opt for. We do sometimes see the blind Nexus first from some Protoss players, but some others do like to prefer the gateway expand, more aggressive opening so that they can set up for a nice attack in the mid game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, after seeing yesterday's DreamHack, I'm expecting a whole stream of fast upgrade Infestor play. Ultralist play, should I say?
Well, yes, that is certainly a possibility, as you can get those Ultralisks out before the 15-minute mark if you are left to your own devices. So we'll be interested to see exactly what Clay does decide to go for here. We do have Clay spawning here in the top left corner of Whirlwind, and in the bottom left corner we have Horizon, the GM.
Yeah, so we saw yesterday. Well, in DreamHack we saw some very, very cool 4-gate pressure builds, but by listening, I think we can see a Forge Fast expand.
Certainly wouldn't be unheard of. He can opt to go for the Nexus first, but he isn't going to be scouting Clay first here, so I don't think he will go for the Nexus first, just to be on the safe side of things. Some Zergs do like to go for a 10 on this map, so perhaps being too experienced, he is going to be aware of this and will be as safe as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder. Yeah, I think we're going to see a 15 pull out of Oscar. He's kind of a
Uh,
creature of habit.
he might be indeed, and some Zergs do like to go for that 15 pull just to be safe from any cannon rush shenanigans. And as you say, he does put down his pull, so certainly going to be safe against anything that might have been coming out from the Protoss in the early game. So he is still going to be scouting with no forge put down, so he might be going for that. He might be going for that Nexus first.
I think that is the general consensus. A very typical PvZ, very safe opening, and yeah, and has proved to be very, very popular. Not even Protoss not even opting for pylon blocks anymore. They're just going straight into the macro, straight for their timings, and keeping it clean and crisp.
Now, we do see some Zergs punishing this, but I think Clade will probably favour a more standard reserve style of play, getting up his 3 bases early on and figuring out what the Protoss is doing and then reacting to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we are going to see him get in with this drone right now, and should be able to see everything that is going on. And we also see no gas for our Zerg friend, so perhaps a fast third follow-up.
He does have these 2 Zerglings here to deny the scouting and potential block of the expand from this probe, so he certainly does seem to want to be going for that third, as we do see a drone now moving out. He should know where to put this after scouting that there is no Protoss in the top right. He should put this at his 12, and it does indeed look like that's where his drone is heading. So certainly both players here playing as safe as possible, not wanting to be a victim of any early aggression here.
Yeah, now do you think perhaps we may see some Stargate plays, especially considering the positions of the Zerg and the Protoss, and also the fact that Stargate just is so very effective right now?
It is very effective. We won't know for sure until we do see what our Protoss player here decides to do. What Clay will have to do here is to try and be able to decipher as to what the Protoss is doing by identifying that fast +1 timing or not. Because fast 4-gate timing can be horrendously effective against Zergs on this map that are thinking about a more macro style. So it would be interesting to see if our Protoss here does decide to be more aggressive with the 4-gate. But I think Stargate is perhaps one of the more favoured choices for Protoss right now.
Absolutely, and we see this pylon here behind the mineral line, tucking away. A nice little Stargate would be easy to do here. And obviously, Clay doesn't have an option to scout anything in the main base right now, because obviously the last scouting position, he's desperately trying to get an Overlord into position. But,
oh, we do have a Chrono Stalker. Very interesting choice from Harazm. So he is going to be putting on pressure with these this mothership called Zealot and Stalker, I believe. It would be interesting to see him do that. It's not really common to seeing after a fast expansion, and usually Protoss players don't invest in that early Stalker unless they plan on a bit of pressuring. As we do see now, the units are moving out, so he wants to put the hurt on early game.
yeah, there we go.
Oscar seems in a bit of trouble here, since I see only 2 queens to defend it, and maybe some Zerglings.
A Roach Warren is in production, but that's not going to be out in time to deal with this. And his Zergling does scout this, so he should make some Zerglings, and indeed he does. 8 on the way, and that might just be enough to deal with this. But he is going to be able to get this. Oh, there's 2 queens now at the third for Oscar, so this isn't too bad of a situation for him. But he wants to be careful now. He doesn't want to lose these queens, and these Zerglings need to come here soon to help.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's keeping the queens alive. He knows he needs to focus down the mothership core with the queen, and yeah, he's handling this quite well, I feel. Just running the queen around like ring around the roses right now. Stella is eventually going to get down with a bit of kiting, and yeah, that I feel that kind of little push didn't really lead to anything, didn't really let the Protoss know anything. Maybe a bit of a fake out, really, you know, to lead up to this Stargate transfer.
He is indeed making these Phoenix, and he does make a Robo behind this, so he certainly isn't gearing up for a double Stargate pressure, so it will be quite a standard opening. It would be interesting to see when this Protoss does decide to take his third. He can be greedy and sneak it, but from someone like Clade, who's going to have quite good scouting, I don't think he's going to get away with anything like that.
Yeah, this mothership core, and there we go. He pulls back the probe, very smart there. He doesn't want to give away the fact that he's going for this the third, and Clade's poking in. He starts to +1 armor as soon as he pokes in. Maybe a little bit of a kind of a fake out, perhaps, or just convenient timing. But there you go. There's the third, and I think Clade's going to be looking to sniff this out, especially since he killed his probe there at the third.
I did suspect the early third from the Protoss here, given his build order. So it would be interesting to see if he can handle defending this. He does have 3 gateways now, and that Stargate. So with the Phoenix killing some Overlords here, he will be able to. He's not going to actually be able to put Clade in a supply block, as Clade did make quite a lot of Overlords preemptively. So he's going to be fine here. And with the Queens, he hasn't got enough Phoenix here to be able to take this on. So while he's doing a little bit of harass here, I don't think he's going to really do anything much in the way of put Clade behind.
And look at this, these Lings poking in immediately. He knows what's up as soon as he scouted those Phoenixes. He's going to go for the cancel. He's attacking the Zealot right now, but he is warping in units, and I feel he's going to be able to defend this.
He doesn't. This is actually a bit of a misstep by Clade. He had to be careful here. What he should have done is perhaps go straight for the pylon to then prevent the warp in. But he isn't going to get the cancel, and our Protoss player here does have just barely enough units to hold on, and with these gateways warping in, it's going to have the infrastructure to deal with any pressure. So now Clade's going to have to go back home and just really think to himself, how am I going to come back here? How am I going to punish this fast third timing for the Protoss?
Now we are seeing +1 range, we are seeing a Spire on the way as well. So interesting choice. Even though he scouted the Phoenixes, he is just building up. Yeah, he looks like he's going to go for a Mutalisk switch, and interestingly, I like this from Horizon, that he's anticipating that 4th transfer and already putting up a pylon there to possibly deny the 4th upgrade.
I actually think the Spire is anticipation of Colossi, because he did probably see that observer blur on the map, and seeing that, he is going to suspect the transition into Colossi, so that Spire would be well suited for Corruptors, as he is making a Hydra Den, so those Hydralisks in conjunction with the Corruptors will be able to deal with that composition relatively nicely.
Yeah, those pulls, you know, maybe perhaps we might see some Vipers as well. Now we do have a little bit of aggression down here at the 4th. It is going to be able to, I think we're going to see the cancel on the
He is not noticing the hatchery though, so there's enough time for the Roaches to get to position. And I think he's now going to be able to kill these Zealots, but he did a lot of damage to that hatchery, so he is certainly going to be able to snipe that with these reinforcing Zealots here from this pylon. 5 more in the way, and they're now not going to go for the Roaches. Or maybe they are. I think this is perhaps a bit of an accident. I think he should just target this down and kill it.
Yeah, I don't feel that Horizon is really making the right choice here. He's not focusing on this little battle up here. When he could be just working on killing this 4th hatchery up. So Clade is going to push this back with the Roach Hydra, and now I feel that, yeah, he's secured that 4th, that it's all going to be good and well, that even though he did do a good job at, you know, lowering the health on it.
He did kill quite a few of the Hydralisks with the Phoenix. It would have been really nice to see just a couple of extra Phoenix there to really take out those reinforcing Hydras. He would have been able to kill many more, and in fact Clade actually maybe a bit of a wrong decision here. He didn't decide to hunt down that pylon where the Zealots walked in from. He might be gearing up for an attack here, and we do see Hydralisk speed just finishing, so he certainly could try and punish this third on the Protoss. It'd be interesting to see if he does decide to go for that, and it does look like he is, Dom.
Yeah, he is. He's pushing in. Will his cannons be done in time? That's a lot of cannons and a lot of force fields he has at his disposal. But look at this, a few Mutalisks coming out.
This is an interesting switch. He hasn't seen any Colossi yet, so perhaps this is a response to that. But we do see a lot of High Templars walked in now, which could be used for both Storm or Archons. He is actually getting Storm right now, so perhaps he's just going to use these to bank some energy for that big push out, and these amount of Hydras are going to get shredded by those Storms, so if he doesn't do any damage now, I feel that he might be in a bit of trouble. And only 1 cannon here at the third of the Protoss, so if he can break through, he might be able to get a good surround, but unfortunately, those gateways did buy enough time, and those sentries are in position to defend, so the third player, unfortunately, is going to have to move out.
Yeah, absolutely. There, really interesting to see what he is going to do with these Mutalisks, though, because we do have Phoenixes on the map right now, and also that is a lot of Templar as well. I mean, Yeah, what do you think his late game plan is? Do you think he's going to go Vipers or Ultralisk?
Vipers would be perhaps a bad option against this count of High Templars. They can get sniped from that feedback, but he is doing a nice little job here with his Mutinist, just killing a few probes, denying a bit mining time, and he is going to go into the main, which is relatively undefended. A single Storm Warp, and he should go for the probes. I don't understand why he's targeting down this Stargate. He is making more Mutinists though, so perhaps he's confident that he's just going to be able to win with these Mutinists. I'm not sure that's the right decision with these High Templars.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really switching up his Mutos, and against this slow army could be really effective. But he needs to be careful with his army because he thinks he's going to get his Hydras caught off there. Instantly pulling it back now, and yeah, that was
Storm is done, Dom.
down.
This is where Zerg are at their weakest now. Lots of storms out on the field. Still plenty of energy on those sentries and High Templar alike. He's going to have to delay as much as possible here. I mean, he's not getting enough done with these Mutalisks, I feel. I like the transition, I like the boldness, but I don't feel it's enough.
Absolutely, but look what he's doing. He's pulled the army right out of position right now, even though we see a big engagement here up on the fourth. He needs to send units there to deal with it. But
I think he's going to lose this, Dom.
I think this is not looking good. I think the fourth is going to go down. A lot of drones being killed, a lot of roaches being reinforced, but we see an engagement now at the third. He's doing a good job to kill off these gates, but this army here is just so powerful that he's just chasing around.
I think I disagree with this decision making from Clay. He did get his army out of position, and he is choosing not to defend. I'm not sure if that was the right decision. I mean, he has a lot of Mutalisks right now, and he's opting now for roaches. But we already see some Immortals out in the field, so I feel that maybe Clay is buckling a little bit under the pressure here. He's not quite sure what to do to deal with this build from the Protoss.
Yeah, there's so many Zealots. Ling, this Muta Rotor, I feel we will be able to clear out, but there's a follow-up behind it. There are so many storms in there, but there's not that many Stalkers, though.
There is only a few Stalkers, and I don't think he has Blink, does he? Oh, Blink is almost done.
He's just getting Blink, yeah.
Blink is almost done, so he will be nicely defended against these Mutalisks once Blink is done. But he doesn't really want to waste storms on these Mutalisks. He wants to keep them for the clumps of Hydralisks, which we aren't going to be seeing. He is still just swarming more and more Mutalisks, and he is going to be taking the top right base. So it'd be interesting to see if he's able to delay enough with these Mutalisks to then win a macro game against his Protoss player.
Absolutely, and he's going for a counter. He knows he can't engage his army on, so we're going to see a base trade scenario right now. You see hatcheries going up absolutely everywhere in anticipation of this, and I think he knows it's coming. We see a lot of Archons morphing at the third. I think they'll be able to hold this, but wow.
He's killing these Archons before they're warping in. Big cancels now from the Protoss. He knows that this base is just, it's gone. He can't defend it. But likewise, the Zerg's fourth is gone, and now he's moving into the expansion upgrade. So this is definitely going to be a base race scenario, and I think the Protoss might be in a better scenario to defend against this. But with that base in the top right, I don't think the Protoss knows about it.
I think you're absolutely right now, but there's a lot of roaches, and they're doing a fantastic job of clearing everything out. What we do need to see from the Protoss right now is some well, he needs to do something. He needs to build buildings everywhere, because I don't think pulling back is the right choice really here.
I think this is a huge mistake by the Protoss player here. I mean, Clay has done so much damage, and he's not going to be able to stabilize after this. I really don't understand this decision making from the Protoss player. He's going to let Clay keep all his tech, be able to come back in this game and have a nice little economy in the top right, but we don't see a lot of drones actually for Clay, so maybe only 49 drones. One probe, Dom. One singular probe on the map.
Where is that probe? We must find them. Where are you, Hero Probe?
He is in the main base, so
There
he is going to die, Dom. That's it. There is no more economy going to be coming out from this Protoss player if he gets that probe. One lone probe to rule them all. And big storms on these roaches.
Big storm there.
He is going to get out with these Mutalisks, though he knows he needs these Mutalisks alive if he's going to stand a chance of winning this game. I don't think Clay knows what good position he's in right now. Maybe he thinks there's a fourth. I mean, surely there must be something from the Protoss he has backup plan. He's even supply blocks, so he can't spend these extra resources that he does have on anything. He is going to make a Nexus.
He has, and he's built it in the most peculiar spot as well. Now, what are the choices? He is pushing in there. He sees the large army. Oh my goodness.
Oh, High Templar almost getting picked off there. That would have been beautiful play by Clay, but it's unfortunate that he didn't quite commit to that. He is now going to be picking off the infrastructure buildings, which is not what he wants to be doing. He doesn't realise his position here. He should identify that he needs to be defending and delaying this push as much as possible. So I'm not quite sure of his decision making here. He needs more units.
Absolutely, he's splitting his forces as well to defend that nexus. We see him pushing up here. A lot of Stalkers there. I just don't know what he plans to do with this. I just don't know how to handle it. This is just such one of those weird scenarios at the moment. He has a lot of Mutalisks though, and just this army is never going to catch him. He's going to have to run around and capture every single one of these bases.
We do see a +1 upgrade. Oh, but there's storms there, Dom. He has to be really careful here. Oh, he doesn't get the storm off though. Luckily, he sees the high temperatures and time, and he dodges the storm there. That's very good play. But there are a handful of Phoenix there to also help engage against this. I think he just wants to kill all the buildings, Dom. I think he just wants to eliminate the Protoss here. I don't think he wants to defend at all.
Oh, big storm.
Wow. This is good storm dodging here by Oscar.
Does take a big suck up there, but of course you need to kill.
He needs to go, Dom. He needs to go now. There's no more storms. He needs to go and eliminate this Protoss from this game.
Absolutely, this is his window of opportunity, and he just doesn't realise that he's got it.
He needs to send these lanes in, Dom. He's not sending in the lanes. There's only a handful of force fields. I think he has one more storm, Dom, and that's it.
Absolutely, I just think he's so nervous right now. Big storm there. And there we go, the links are moving in. This is that switch. We have still a lot of Mutalisks up on the field, and the links are beginning their munching spree right now.
I don't think Horizon knows about this base in the top right, Dom. I think he was banking on being able to get into this nice little comfortable base race scenario where he gets to pick off the hatcheries and then see the rest of the buildings and pick them up just fine. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Clade even has the base in the bottom right. He's even building another spawning pool, so he's going to be fine.
Horizon, I'm just looking at the vision of Horizon. He does know about the base in the top right. He does know it. It's just about, just a matter of time now.
Just a matter of time indeed. I don't think there's no way Horizon can win this unless we have a severe blunder by Clade, and surely he's not that nervous that he will make such a mistake. He needs to move now though, while the Howard Templar doesn't have quite enough energy for Storm.
Indeed, and look at that. Passing ships in the night there. He just dodges his Protoss force coming in right now, and these Mutalisks again, they're still over the place.
Now, one big mistake from Clade here is that he did wait for the rest of the army to move down to defend. So even though he's in a beautiful spot, he did let this army reinforce.
He's just chipping away at the forces right now. Big Storm from his own high tempo does a really nice job to kill off all those things, but these Mutas are still swinging about, and now he knows that all he's got is this Nexus. He has to stay behind.
I can't see the Protoss winning here, but I can't see Clade being able to pick off enough army either. But I think the Protoss knows that. I think the Protoss wants to do that, as we do see here now, picking off more Zerglings with another beautiful storm and blinking forward to pick off a few more. He has got plenty of force fields, so he does want to hunt for these bases, Dom. He does want to put the hurt on now. But the Mutalisks are moving in to try and snipe off the last 3 remaining buildings, but there is a storm there.
Yeah, he's got another one right now, and of course he's just split. The problem is he's just splitting his forces up more and more. We see a lot of Zerglings just trickling in right now. He has a large bank. He's trying to get those injects going right now, but I'm sure he's failing right under the knife right here. And yeah, how does he deal with this push coming up?
He needs to just suicide on top of this last 3 remaining buildings of the Protoss. Honestly, that's his only chance of really guaranteeing a win here. He has to be very careful with his moves. He has got some Zerglings moving into position, and that will be it. That will be enough to take on these last few remaining Stalkers. I think we only have 2 High Templars here, so with a good split of army, he should be able to do it.
Horizon, he does not know about the additional 3 bases that Clade has, so he still needs to find them first and to fight them first.
And we do see the Mutalisks moving in here, managing to dodge that storm. That's a huge waste of energy, Dom. He can't afford to waste storms like that now.
Absolutely, he's just... I don't know what to do. Is he just want to...
Honestly, I wish I could grab Clay by the shoulders and shake him ragged and say, "Attack! Attack!"
I think he's waiting.
Oh, he's picked up.
He heard me, Dom.
I think he's waiting for these 20 additional Zerglings here.
He's
Oh,
got
it's
to
not
support
good
his
for the storm. He has
mutalisks
to
on
be
the
careful.
ground.
He's now going to want to wait for those. Well, he is going to be able to keep force fielding this ramp, so he is going to perhaps have to wait for the energy of that sentry to run out. And unfortunately for Horizon, he's not going to be able to kill these bases fast enough. He might even decide to move his army back to defend now.
I think there's just too many zerglings, and yeah, he's pushing in now. Oh my goodness me. And now he's pulling back. I think Horizon just thinks that he's got this, that this is all the forces. And
Dom, I don't think he can defend now. He's lost his storms. There's nothing he can do. There's not even enough energy for a force field. He needs to send the lings in now.
oh my goodness me, the lings are going to get sandwiched between the forces, but Clay pushes back. I think he's just, buying himself enough time. And look at this, another spire coming down. We do have a lot of bases for Clay.
Oh, but Dom, picking off the sentries in the middle of the map there.
And he gets the High Templar!
That's it, I think, Dom. I think now it's just a matter of time. I don't think the Protoss can have any hope in hell of coming back in this. And we do have a huge swarming of Zerglings now moving in. There is enough for one more force field, but that's all there is going to be, Dom. I think once that force field runs out, it's going to be it.
Yeah, that's it. He's kind of separating his forces here. He knows his time is up. We've only got force fields and stalkers here, but this is Bling. He's a nice force field there from our Protoss, but he's run out now.
He has run out now, indeed, and this is the time. This is the time the Plague needs to go in and do the damage now. The force field's actually worked against him, believe it or not. It's preventing him from reinforcing quick enough, and now all these stalkers in the main base of Raz are going to get picked off by these mutalisks and be able to get out relatively unscathed.
Absolutely, but he lost so much there, and what...
He doesn't have that many drones mining though, Dom. I think, and now Horizon knows about that base. There's an observer down there, so I think he needs to pick off these buildings now. I think he needs to make the decision to just keep picking away at these buildings and try and avoid as much damage as possible and picking up units when he can. He has got the mobility advantage. There's no more storms. Oh, he does painfully lose another mutilus there too. A clever little blink there on Horizon, so he needs to be very careful here.
Goodness gracious me, this is so intense right now. He sees the stalkers pushing out. He's got a handful left behind. Has he got enough to trade with this?
Now, Horizon can still win this game because Clay didn't capitalise on the army positioning of Horizon earlier, so he has to be careful with his mutants walking over the blink stalkers. Oh, just barely narrowing, avoiding huge losses there. He is going to take another big hit, but there's not enough force fields. Oh, yes, there is to keep these Zerglings out, and he's losing too many mutalisks. I think
my
Clay's
God.
throwing away this game.
No!
No!
What?
Clay unfortunately did not know
Oh
what
my
amazing
God.
position he was in to take this game. Unfortunately, he was just too nervous to make the decision. Still, though, a fantastic game from both players. One of the closest PvCs I've ever casted.
I'm so sad.
Oh my God. What a game. What a game between Horizon and Clade. This was absolutely wow.
It truly was an amazing game to both cast and watch, and so unfortunate there for Clade. He had the game won, he just didn't know how to execute perfectly to just take the win there. It's such a shame. But great play from Horizon there, beautiful blinks and beautiful storms. It must have been very frustrating to try and make the right decisions from being so far behind, but he just barely managed it.
Yeah, indeed. I do believe that it was really, as you said before, that Clade's nerves were getting on him. Wow, I'm shaking here. This was such an exciting game.
Such an exciting game indeed, and I did agree with most of the decision making from Clay. It's just that last few moments of the game where I felt that he was really struggling to contemplate, do I go for this? Do I try and bide my time? I've got some drones, I'm mining a little bit, I can get my spire, I can make more mutalisks. He did a great job of sniping the High Templars, a great job of even sniping the sentries. There was almost no more units left for Razan. He had the game in the bag, but there's just too many stalkers for him to get the confidence to just go in and capitalize on them. And there's only a few more buildings left of Razan.
Yeah, indeed. And Thank you everyone for tuning in out there. If you like our games, our casting, please hit the follow button and you will see a lot more exciting games. This is just the beginning of the clan war. Poisoned Hearts versus Ancient Regime. We just saw Horizon versus Clade. We will see next game Horizon versus WBR, who is another great player from Poisoned Hearts. Stay tuned until these guys sorted out their maps, and we will start again in a couple of minutes.
Microphone sound muted. Microphone
Sound
activated.
resumed.
Newkirk Precinct.
Okay, guys, we're back. Just getting set up for the next game.
Welcome back. And the next game will be VBR versus Horizon. The score is currently 1-1, if I'm right.
Yep.
Yes.
And this is the Clan War, Poisoned Hearts versus Ancient Regime. We will see very high level games, as you just saw. If you like the games, if you like the casting, we do have a lot more shows going on. Please hit the follow button that you will be informed when we are going to go online. For example, tomorrow we got the Gauntlet. Check it out. It's on www.sc2btc.com. It's a Pokeresque style tournament, as in you join a tournament and it's going to start as soon as enough players are did sign up for it. So check it out. It's going to be really funny, and of course it's going to be casted by PoisonTVde.
Absolutely, and yeah, we have VBR where I think both our players are ready. So good luck to both of them. And if you enjoy the stream, click the follow button. Yeah, and we'll have some more absolutely phenomenal games. Oh my god, the last one was intense. I barely have just been able to change my pants, and yeah, now we're going to see VBR versus Horizon on Newkirk Precinct. Now VBR is yeah, he's a player of interesting styles, because he doesn't believe in bio whatsoever. He plays mech, you know, regardless of what happens. But recently, he's been telling me that there's still a hard time for mech players, especially versus Protoss, and the Hellbat really hasn't, you know, solved all that much. But he's informed me that he has got some cool ass builds for us today to see. So regardless, we'll see some interesting stuff. So Zun, who do we have on the map?
We have here in spawning in the bottom left as the Orange Terran, it's VBR. And opposing him, still yet undefeated, we have the Protoss player Horizon in the bottom right corner.
Excellento. And wow, yeah, Newkirk Precinct. It's a mech map. There's no way to describe it any other way. You've got a brilliant third that can be fortified by tanks at the front here. You can easily establish a fourth. Alternatively, you can expand behind here in a very defensive position. But I'm really excited to see how VBR is planning to play this. And again, if Horizon is kind of up on his mech, anti-mech PvT, should I say, because you know, it can be quite an easy composition to deal with if you know how to deal with it. But if not, sometimes it catches a lot of players off guard, and you know, have seen it happen quite a lot. And now we see a scout.
Well, certainly as a Grandmaster level Protoss, he is going to have somewhat of an idea how to deal with this, and he is going to be putting down his gas at the usual 15 timing, so no shenanigans here from our Protoss player, I feel. And he is going to be reasonably safe, and a Rax first from VBR, followed by that gas, so perhaps a Reaper expand. It's not unheard of in PvT.
No, it's definitely not unheard of, and it gives you excellent scouting ability as well. Alternatively, he could go for a factory and do a little bit of a Widow mine drop, which is also proving to be very popular at the moment.
The scout is going to see everything, though. He is going to see the gas timing, how much gas has been mined, so he knows that this is probably going to be some kind of faster mech play. But this SCV is now moving out, and he is trapping this probe inside. Oh, nice play there, getting the SCV scout outside, whilst also keeping the probe inside. That Marine is now ready to deal with that scout.
Yeah, and I don't really know how Horizon likes to play, whether he's the macro player in TVP, or does he like those big gateway timing attacks with Immortals, or, you know, proxy Stargate shenanigans. He's doing a nice job to keep this little probe alive. He just wants to see if he's going to see a factory or not, but VBR being the smart player, is he's putting it to the side so it doesn't get scouted.
This SCV isn't going to be there in time to block this Nexus either. He did not need to build that Zealot early on, as the SCV scout was late. He is going to just go Stalker first here with the Warp Gate tech, so he's going to be very safe against any early pressure from the Terran, which we probably won't see. He is putting down the Reactor and Factory now, so probably going to be a relatively standard opening for both players here. That early Nexus, though, is going to give him a slight economic lead.
Yeah, absolutely, but of course he has the option to do some pressure now, because his tech is advancing that slightly bit quicker than the Protoss is, and whether or not he goes for an expand or a stop, or as we see now.
So this could certainly be a Widow Mine slash Marine drop, as you were saying is a possibility earlier.
Definitely, and immediately we see a robo in response to that gas. A bit good, safe opening, especially since we see this Widow Mine in production. Is putting a reactor on as well, and has taken a double gas. So yeah, perhaps we'll see the expand after the drop.
He certainly does want to go for an early pressure timing here, making that starport so early, and the Widow Mine in the front is going to deny any possible scouting from Horizon, so he's not going to know that this is coming, and that fast robo might just be what helps him survive, because he is going to need an observer to be able to figure out what's going on here.
Absolutely, but will he make that common mistake Protoss, as we've seen do? They send their first observer out to do the scouting, and the second one isn't there to be able to deal with the damage. But about to find out. Nice little concave here from VBR. So and this Stalker's going to push in. I think he's going to get sniped.
Oh, ooh. But GM Master, I think he did kind of see the Widow Mine buried just there slightly, and perhaps if that was positioned a little bit more carefully by VBR, he wouldn't have been able to see it from the low ground, so he would have indeed walked right up and into it, but unfortunately he isn't going to lose the lose the Stalker to the Widowmaster there, and they do go up inside the Medivac now, 3 inside the Medivac now, so it's going to be a very aggressive drop. I think he might just barely miss this Observer, so I don't think he's going to know it's coming.
Wow, he does miss the Observer, and we don't see a second one on the way, so this could be absolutely huge. And look at this behind, we see an armory follow-up as well. We are going into aggression, followed by aggression. BBR means business here, and look at this, we see a tank. Is it? Yeah, it should be a tank in production.
Tank indeed, and the Observer now sees everything, but it's too little, too late. He is going to have to evacuate these probes, and they are going to detonate, and I think he's going to put one in the expansion as well. There is now an Observer to deal with this, but let's see if he can pull these probes at the expansion. He isn't pulling them, he just barely follows them in time. Only one probe biting the dust there, so he is going to be able to deal with this, but having to waste a photon overcharge to do so, so definitely delaying a lot of mining time from the Protoss here. He doesn't seem to be wanting gearing up to expand. It seems like he wants to add more and more pressure.
Yeah, this is a big. This is an all-in. We're going to see the SCV pulls as well. We've got the armory, we've got Hellbats, but we don't see any real damage being done against Horizon so far. So he's in a good setup, but we don't see him producing a Colossus. And look at this, the Marines are pushing up, and I think he could be hitting at a perfect opportunity right now.
And wasting that photon overcharge, as he did to deal with the Widow Mines, he's not going to be facing almost any resistance from the Protoss player here. So he could do a lot of damage, but he needs to move now, and he certainly is doing that. The Medivac moving in now to try and snipe this probe, and he needs to go now. He can't waste any more time.
Absolutely, and here comes the Hellbats and the tanks on their way, but will this Colossus be out in time? I'm not sure. I think it is. I think, to be honest, looking at this, Horizon is going to be in fantastic shape to deal with this. He's got Zealots and Stalkers, he's going to have a round of Warpins and a Colossus.
The units are there, Dom. It's just a case of whether or not the micro is there also. The Observer does see the little Hellbat drop moving in, so this is going to be a double-pronged attack. 3 Stalkers moving in position to defend against this, and a 4th warping in, so he's going to do his best to defend against this, but unfortunately VBR is in a position to attack right now from the front, so he is going to deflect this harassment very easily. He needs to move out now. He needs to do this damage. He needs to get his siege tanks into position to be able to start putting the pressure on. He hasn't expanded. He needs to do damage now.
Absolutely, but we have hardly any units in the main force. We have a photon overcharge almost at his disposal, and here we go. He's got the Hellbats in the drop. He's going to bust on in. Let's find out what happens.
There's one Colossus there, and photon overcharge just finishing. He needs to activate it now. Hellbats drop down on top of the Stalkers and Colossus. Huge splash damage going on these Stalkers, annihilating the Stalkers, and the siege tanks are now there too. walks up the ramp now to pressure the main base. Can he defend this stop?
Oh, he's going for the robo. He knows what he wants to take out, but this is a lot of units.
It's so close, Dom, and it doesn't finish. The Colossus doesn't finish. That's critical. Huge.
Oh wow, look at his tanks. He just took up his tanks out of the natural. Wow.
He is certainly putting the pressure on here and making our GM Protoss player look almost foolish to be thinking that he could deal with such a thing.
But he's not over yet. That Colossus is still alive. He's going to take the war case offline. It's going to be touch and go whether or not he makes out of this. He's got a handful of units. He's warping gateways in his natural. Will VBR be able to take this? I am unsure. He does the siege.
Thermal Lance is not yet finished, Dom, and one tank does survive. He now needs to go for it. He needs to shut down that Colossus, shut down that mining type, and put the hurt on. More units now reinforcing for VBR. He needs to do the crushing blow now.
Yeah, he's going to go for the turbo boost. He wants to drop on top of that Colossus.
He needs to go for it indeed, especially with Thermal Lance now finishing. Four minimax full of units. He's going for it. Here comes the turbo boost, Dom.
Oh wow, look at this.
Landing right on top of the
But he
Stalkers
still
here.
manages to save this Colossus.
Beautiful micro from both players here. It's hard to decide who's actually going to come out ahead. I think that VBR maybe did a little bit of a misstep there, but he should have taken down that Colossus very quickly, and he didn't. But he has got some reinforcements coming in here, and there's a photon overcharge on the way, just 50 more energy. It's interesting to see how he's going to be able to do enough damage to get this Protoss out of the game.
So, oh, it's going to be so touch and go that his Hellbat's doing so much damage right now. He's saving that photon overcharge. He's dropping into every mineral line he possibly can.
There's the photon overcharge, and he has to be careful now. That Medivac lost his boost, and down it goes those two Hellbats to the side, unable to do anything. This is critical for VBR now. He needs to do some damage, Dom. There's not going to be any more Colossus on the way. He's not taking expand. He's completely all in here. He has to do damage. The longer this game goes on, the more chance Horizon has of coming back.
Absolutely, and here we go. He's pushing down.
Oh, but there are two tanks there that get microed into. He's going to drop them on top, and he is going to take down this Colossus here, I feel. And he certainly is doing that. Tank's getting target fire, but the Colossus goes down.
And the Colossus, yeah.
There's Marine Storm, there's Hellbats. I don't think he can hold on here. I don't think he hasn't got the probes. He's not mining fast enough to produce enough Stalkers to deal with this. There is another tank, Dom, and these other warp gates are going to be taken down here. And GG.
Oh wow, what
exciting game here from VBI and Horizon. Perfect playstyles from both players, showing us just the highest caliber that they are.
Oh my god, I have never seen a build like that in all my years of casting. What a phenomenal game, well played by Horizon there, but wow, that drop micro was just absolutely nuts. I've got tingles going down the back of my back right now.
That was certainly a nail-biting game there, Dom. That could have gone either way at any time. Both players microing their hearts out. Horizon was doing an excellent, phenomenal job of holding off, microing that Colossus, trying to keep it alive for as long as possible, but it just wasn't enough, Dom. He didn't have enough warp-ins from those Stalkers, and VPR just capitalized on that, and he just kept the pressure on, he dropped on top of his army, and there's just nothing he could do.
Wow. I can't get over how cool that build was, but well played Horizon there. But yeah,
certainly was a phenomenal defense of Horizon. It was a shame. He did have the right idea. He knew how to defend against it. He just didn't have enough micro to deal with the play from VBR. Beautiful micro from both players, though, it has to be said.
And I just heard the next game, the next player from Ancient Regime will be PSZ. Oh my god. These guys are giving me a heart attack.
A heart attack is what we like, because this kind of adrenaline is certainly what you expect to see in a high caliber clan war being casted by the likes of PoisonTVde.
Touche. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're bringing out the big guns tonight. PSC is the next hero. This will be phenomenal. Now, PSC is he's an absolutely amazing Terran, but he's got another unusual style, in which he plays extremely passive. At least he did when I last saw him. in his TVTs, but he could have revamped it up, and he does favour towards the mech branch as well. So yeah, we'll wait for the map to be decided and then see where it goes. Of course, TVT being one of those matchups which is a slightly balanced and just like a game of chess, as it was described the other day on the cast. So.
A game of chess indeed, that's certainly how I view TVT, and it has been since the days of Brood War, and rightfully so. It is a very exciting matchup to watch. I don't understand all the haters, actually. I don't understand why some people would find the matchup boring. It's certainly more exciting than ZBZ or PvP, I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, indeed. In Wings of Liberty, it was kind of boring. I agree, but since Heart of the Swarm, TVT is, well, even I do like it.
It certainly is one of the best mirror matchup in my opinion, and even though there is some controversy with the Hellbat drops, I certainly feel it is a very entertaining matchup to both play and watch.
Absolutely, and yeah, will we see any Hellbat drops? We will have to wait and see. They're proving very popular and very annoying at the moment, and wow, check it out. Well, I just had a suggestion that we do a 4v4 final. That would absolutely be phenomenal to can.
Can I play and cast at the same time?
Yeah, play and cast at the same time. But, yeah, we have PSE. Now, Oscar, who took him out last time, is out of this round, so we only have Winter. And, of course, yeah, Winter, Alago, and VBR left. Do we have any more? I think we might have one more.
Yeah, we have one more.
Oh, you!
Yeah, June.
Good.
Huh? Sorry?
We have you to go as well.
Oh yes, you have me indeed. I am the next egg to be cracked, I think.
Yeah, but first we have WeBR versus PSZ, and this is going to be an amazing game as well. If you like our games, please hit the follow button. You will see a lot more amazing games during the weeks. We do have 3 shows during the week. We have Mondays the Gauntlet, we have Wednesdays the Best of 3, which is an entry tournament for the Gauntlet as well. We do have Friday the challenges, so please hit the follow button, and if you want to be in one of these shows, just get back to Mr. Dombey on Skype or contact us on our website www.poisonhearts.de. It's currently a bit under construction, but you will find the forum and just leave us a message there.
Thank you very much for that message there, Danny. Certainly do contact us if you are interested.
Can you repeat that?
I do speak too fast sometimes, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
I said thank you very much for that message, Danny, and yes, certainly do contact us if you are interested.
Yes, please. Okay, this is Daybreak. Okay.
We're going to see a mech game. I can smell it.
This is the clan for Poisoned Hearts versus Ancient Regime. It's currently 2-2. We are just 2-1, isn't it? Ah, yeah, 2-1. Sorry, 2-1. I'm sorry. Yes, it's 2-1, of course. And next game is going to be WeBR versus PSZ. Okay. And we're just waiting for the game to be hosted. And wow, we got 34 viewers. That's absolutely amazing, guys. Hit the follow button.
Certainly do follow us indeed. If you do like the action we are currently providing you, we will be casting like this on a regular basis all week long.
Indeed.
All week, every day, pretty much. So yeah, check us out.
Don't sound too happy there, Dom.
Every day, all week. Oh, what's this? No, it's absolutely phenomenal. I say we got Zuna now casting with us. We will have a absolute marathon of games tomorrow to go through on the Gauntlet. So come along, check that out. Will be lots and lots and lots of fun. And then Wednesday we've got a new tournament starting as well. And on Friday we're going to have challenge. And I'm not sure who we are going to have on the show. I think we might have Ancient Regime coming on the show actually. So.
That would certainly be interesting. I'd be delighted to have that.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. And of course we have our ESL matches as well, and we'll cast what we can of that as well. And of course then it's the weekend, so check it out, everyone. And again, a big thank you to everyone who's giving us support. So we're really trying to improve the show, and as you can see, things are getting better and better. And here he is, the legend himself, PSZ, one of my favourite Terrans to watch, all the way from Hungary, I believe. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Hungary.
Super duper cool. So I think we're ready to go. Just confirm.
It will be interesting indeed to see if how BBR wants to try and counter this style of PSC you are speaking so highly of. And I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Yep, both ready. Let's go.
Yeah, VBR is yeah. Well, VBR is VBR, and PSZ is yeah. I'd be really interested to see what will be the trigger point in breaking everyone. Yeah, whether or not it'll be some early aggression that sets the pace of the game, or it will go into a huge battle cruiser death ball, which I know, if VBR has his way, that's what he'll want. So yeah, let's watch this and find out what's going to happen. Okay, so starting on daybreak, who do we have? Zun.
We have spawning here at Orange Turret in the bottom left, Poison Heart Zone, VBR. And the opposing corner, we have Ancient Regime, PSZ as the Blue Terran.
I think your dog just said it's a TVD.
I think my dog did indeed, Dom.
What's that? Reaper expand?
Your dog likes StarCraft, of course.
Of course, I have 4 dogs, and all of them absolutely adore StarCraft.
Yeah?
I've taught one to play Protoss. See?
You should all give them PCs that they can follow our stream.
I should indeed do that.
Wow.
He is going to be sending this PSZ. It's going to be sending his SV back to mine, so it could be a blind 14cc here, Dom.
I don't think. Surely with Reaper expands, I just can't see 14cc coming out of either player. Just with Reapers being so effective, you'd never be able to get your command center up in.
Indeed, it would be a risky choice, Dom, and he is putting down his gas first. We are going to be seeing a very gas-intensive build, so he is probably going to be going for that early factory.
Yeah, PSE is saying, I don't want to play, I want to do damage. Yeah, that's the only reason Terrans get gas. We've seen that, well, apart from one circumstance which we saw the other day with the shenanigans of a very early gas timing into a tank expand, but I just don't feel that would be suited in this TVT matchup. And VBR, yeah, going for I believe that was a 13 gas, so perhaps a factory or potentially a Reaper.
I think a Reaper expand does make sense. It will be interesting to see if he does do that or opt for the more later factory. I think he would have done a more PSZ style though. He was opting for that factory in this matchup, so but he is making a Marine as I say that. So maybe he is going to be going for this factory just slightly later than PSZ.
Absolutely, and we have a Marine out for VBR.
Marine out indeed.
I do like how PSZ was scouting the back of the mineral line of his natural just to avoid some proxy rexes and stuff. I do like that.
Absolutely, and yeah, there we go. Marines, a very early factory. And now, what is VBR's choice going to be with all this gas?
He sees the early factory job, so he is going to have to throw down his own factory.
Yeah, I think we can see a reactor.
And he does.
There we go, there's the reactor. And
second gas for PSZ here. What do you think he's going to decide to go here? Do you think it's going to be a starport timing or perhaps a second factory? It's a starport dog.
This is the thing, I don't know what he's going to do with this second gas because we don't see an add-on at the moment. I would have said Banshees, but there are Widow Mines as well, so perhaps we're going to be seeing... Perhaps we're going to see like a 1-1-1 Widow Mines into a Banshee follow-up, then an expand, or perhaps he's just banking the gas for that mech play later on. But whatever his choices are, it is going to be an aggressive opening right here. There we go. VBR's getting some Hellions, which is a smart choice. He's going to be able to push back this drop. He needs to save a scan for the potential Widow Mines. Yeah, this is a good safe opening. And look, he's done a full wall off at the front, so Hellions can't, you can't do the poking at the front and then run by at the back here. And look, an engineering bait, and I think that's just because of the A, he doesn't know really what he's up against, and B, he's scouted the gas, so yeah, obviously the Widow Mines. And on off. But yeah, I think one's for the Widow Mines, and one is for the the potential Banshees as well. So he's setting himself up quite nice defensively, but as you say, it is gas first, so he has to deal with the aggression. He has to take no damage from it for him to kind of establish himself into the next phase of the game.
But with that early second command center from VBR, he is going to have more scans to work with, but that certainly will help him against any pressure here from PSC. So we'll have to see exactly how PSC is going to play this out.
Absolutely. I'd say PSC is showing that he likes his aggression. And there we go, game unpausing. And now we see a Widow Mine. We see a reactor follow up on this as well. So perhaps we're going to see a drop into some Hellion drop, perhaps?
Certainly.
There we go.
There's the loader, and I think this is going to be scouted from VBR. This is huge. He sees the medivac moving out. The wall is revealed, and there's no wall in. These Hellions can get in. They can do damage to this SCV line. Dom, SCVs will be dying left and right here.
Yeah,
if he can hold this attack off at the same time, he's going to be in a phenomenal position to take this game.
Oh my goodness, he's killing the SCVs left, right and centre, but we see a little drop here.
8 workers killed already. 9.
And a drop in the main base of VBR here. He has got 2 aliens in position. He doesn't want to let that mine move. He takes out the mine. That's huge. And now there's 3 Marines left for PSC. He's going to try hard now to defend against this. 2 more Hellions reinforcing, and that Marine is going to be scooped up. Only 1 more Widow Mine left. I think he's done it. I think VBR's done enough damage, and he's got a critical amount of defense here. So I don't think that PSC can really do anything to punish him here with those 9 SCVs killed here by VBR. He's in a phenomenal position, and he is going to run on top there, and that mine can be taken out of the scan if he so desires.
Yeah, I think he will opt to kill that. He's keeping his Hellions alive. I'm not sure if he's aware of this Banshee follow-up though, because at the moment we don't see... Oh, do we see a starport on the way? But there is a Banshee heading towards his base potentially, with Cloak as well.
There is a turret up in the middle line of VBR, so he's going to be relatively okay, and he does have enough energy saved up. In fact, he's got enough energy for 3 scans, Dom. That's huge. If he gets out of fire, he's getting a Viking, Dom. He knows, Dom. This is brilliant play here from VBR. He is anticipating everything. And more Hellions moving up now to PSC. There's still no wall in. There's a single Marine, Dom. 3 Marines are going to be here to defend against these 6 Hellions. This might be GG right now, Dom.
They're just ignoring the Marine there.
Oh, Dom, the SCVs. It's unbelievable.
SCV already.
Oh my god.
Beautiful play from VBR. He played that game at a pro gamer level, Dom. That was phenomenal.
Wow, that was so cool. I don't know if that was just in the initial kind of scouting, that gas first opening there, but well played by VBR.
I have to say that was a pro gamer level of decision making from VBR. I'm very impressed by that play. It's a shame that PSE couldn't show us what he really wanted to do there with that build order. And even though he had the later factory, he was still able to defend. He was still able to do damage. And it's a shame that some people underestimate mauling in even against Terrans. There's always that pressure from the Hellions.
Yeah, wow. And just speaking to VBR there, he tells me that because of, as you send your Hellions out, the drop is designed to come in, so of course they have no units there left behind unless they choose to defend, so obviously you can do a free barbecue session.
PSC certainly was not happy with that result. He even did comment as the game ended, so random, perhaps he did not understand that he should have walled off there. I think even if he just walled off, he would have been fine. I mean, he didn't do a lot of damage with his drop, but he certainly wouldn't have lost those 9 SCVs, which put him behind economically. And with that second command center, VBR was just in a phenomenal position that game. Even if he wasn't able to close out there, he certainly had his expansion up, and he had more infrastructure, more economy, more everything to do with anything that he could have thrown at him, Dom.
Yeah, and now we have the second photon for VBR. He's not a fan of TVP, that's for sure. But yeah, let's see what Vodix has intel for him. And yeah, just waiting for their map choice.
Wardix comes. He comes, indeed. Let's see. What matchup's that going to be, Dom? What
It's going to be
phrases
a
works?
TVP.
A TVP. I am interested to see how VBR will play against the Protoss. I don't think I've yet seen him.
We saw Stone take down with a convincingly pressure one-based tank Hellbat build, but yeah, what is Wardix map choice going to be? Okay, so what does that leave the score at? Currently, that leaves
It's 3-1.
It's
3-1.
3-1, yeah. It's 3-1 already for Poisoned Hearts, and we had absolutely amazing games so far, and I do believe, since Ancient Regime are really, really good players, that I'm gonna die to a heart attack today.
Yep. Looks like the next map.
Die. We do need you here, Danny.
Again, please?
Please don't die. We do need you here with us at Poison Hearts.
Well, probably not, but still, it's absolutely exciting here.
Now, interestingly, he's taken Akalon Waste for his map, which suggests to me that he's either got a predefined build to deal with VBR, or just a map he feels comfortable on. When we get into the map, I'll explain a bit more, but yeah, inviting all of you guys.
It is possible, Don, that he just feels so confident in his macro style that taking a map like Akalon Waste, which is one of the more balanced maps, as I previously stated, that he can just take a standard macro game. And maybe VBR won't be expecting that. Maybe VBR will be expecting the snipe. So perhaps VBR will play a bit more cautious and allowing the Protoss player then to be a bit more greedy and take that economic edge.
Yeah, very true. Now the thing is about this map is there are some really obvious kind of points of entry for early aggression. You've got proxy oracles, you've got proxy warp prism. Alternatively, it's really good because you can take a fast fourth and go for that big Stargate play, which would be ever so good against a meching player as VBR. But you never know. We will have to wait and see what our guys are going to do. So anyway, we have Wardix, and of course we have VBR.
Certainly will be interesting to see exactly what playstyles come from both players. Certainly VBR will be suspecting something here from this map choice. He can't suspect it's just going to be a simple macro game. They might have a build order perfectly planned out for him. He's going to have to be very careful and scout and identify that.
Yep, it definitely will have to do that. And okay, I think both our players are ready. Okay, both players are ready. And we will start off again. This is Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regimes. These guys are all the way from Hungary, and they have a phenomenal caliber of players.
And there we go.
The fourth race VBR. Okay, so who do we have on the map then?
We have here spawning in the top left corner Ancient Regime's own Wardix. And in the bottom right spawning in as the Orange Terran Poison Heart's own yet to be defeated VBR.
Now, VBR has thrown in one of his cards of builds that he likes to do. It was a pressure build, so what do you do in this situation? Do you go for the same opening and hope you get the same result? Or do you mix things up again and hope that they weren't paying that much attention?
I would like to see him mix things up here, Dom, and I think that's what would throw the player of Wardix off. because the only information he does have to go on is that game versus the GM player, in which he did manage to defeat, but it was almost defended. And I think if he were to go for the same pressure build, that maybe Warlocks would be prepared for that. And I don't think that's the ideal choice here. We do see a phenomenally early scout here, so he is going to be seeing everything by VBR. He wants to know any possible timings, and so he is going to be seeing any cheese from the Terran player, and I don't think he's going to see anything fishy, so I think everything's going to be sound here.
Yeah, this is a pylon scout, and we don't see a gateway coming down yet for Wardix either. And there we go, on 14, so slightly later than usual, being annoying with the pylon scout as well. But yeah, he's looking for gas timing so he can get an idea of what's going to happen. But VBR, he's a smart guy. He knows the shenanigans that Protoss get up to. And I think we just seen a slight kick to gas. So perhaps we're going to see a 15 gas this time.
Double gas, in fact, Dom, and this could mean anything. As a Terran player scouting this, Dom, you alone must know that it's very hard to identify what the Protoss is actually doing until you see those important tech buildings.
Do you know, I really think we might see some. My money is on Blink or some Stargate play from our.
Now he is saving up Chronos, Dom, so you could be right indeed.
And look at this, 2 gases away. Where is this probe going? The probe is returning home right now. So yeah, I still have money on Blink right now. He's gone for that economic 4 gas kind of opening. So, but I say it's that initial tech building that will tell whether or not he's going to go and expand.
Indeed, and we do see a more standard opening here from our Terran player. He is taking a gas so he can throw down that factory. So he is going to be going for that more mech-heavy style like you predicted. We do see a Zealot coming out here. Now this might be just to deny scouting. This might be to secure an expansion. This could mean anything. But certainly here it's going to help deny this SUV scout, which is coming in and sees everything. He's going to see these 2 gases, and he is going to be making a Stalker soon after this. So he definitely wants to deny this scout. He doesn't want his tech to be revealed, and he wants to keep BBR guessing.
Yeah, and VBR is going to stay in. Oh no, he's not staying out. He is going to go away, probably hide his SEV and then come back at a later time. Now, what is the next 100 gas going to go on? Is it an expansion? Look at this, a bit of mothership core pressure, and this could be really, really fatal because at the moment we only see 2 Stalker mothership core pressure. And we only see 2 Marines right now, and
only 2 Marines indeed, and only a handful of Marines. He's going to have 4. Oh, but he's going to wall in with the bunker. This is beautiful, and he did make the command center on the high ground, so he is going to be relatively okay against this supply depot positioned on the left there to see anything come into his expansion. And he wants to be careful not to lose the SCV, and he is going to wall off against that Zealot, so he is going to be fine for the time being. It'll be interesting to see how much damage Warlocks can actually do. And he does have a probe now throwing down the Nexus at the expansion, so I think we're going to see a more traditional macro timing here from Warlocks, knowing that he can now not do much damage to the Terran player.
absolutely, and look at this, a starpot with Widow Mine, so we're going to see a little bit of Widow Mine drops, but with a command center behind it this time. Mothership core being slightly annoying with a small contain there, and it does kill a Marine.
Certainly, and with these Widow Mines, he is going to have a more easier time defending against his Protoss player, and he is lowering the supply depots there to try and bait the Protoss into attacking, but he is going to pick off this supply depot, and he doesn't want that done, but he's going to, oh, he doesn't react. Yes, he does, in fact, he does react to the Widow Mine. That's perfect timing. He does not want it. He's going to, in fact, detonate it. Oh, that's unlucky there. The Widow Mine does, in fact, detonate on that probe, and so he is going to lose his supply depot now. He really doesn't want that to happen, Dom. He needs that supply depot. He doesn't want to have to rebuild them at this point in the game.
Absolutely, and that's going to be really annoying. He is building one almost instantaneously to deal with it. We do have a mini-vac, and look at this, Robo only now just finished with 2 gates following behind.
We do see yet another Widow Mine is going to be burying to defend against that supply depot, and Widow Mines do have a range of 5 and Stalkers a range of 6, so he is going to have to be extremely careful with those Stalkers if he doesn't want to lose them. We do have a number of Marines now with a mini-vac moving out to try and secure his expansion so he can lift up the takers.
And he loses a Stalker there, was a little bit sloppy by Vortex, and now he's pushing back on in.
Oh, time upon those Marines. He is going to be dropping these Widow Mines on top of the Protoss. They're forcing him back, and he did do a lot of damage to that Mothership core. Vortex has to be very careful here. He doesn't want to lose any units unnecessarily. He needs to have enough money to invest into his tech buildings, not to replenish his units so early.
Absolutely, and there we go. There's the Widow Mine drop, so we're going to see that's what he's going to choose as his pressure. And we see an observer coming out with Wardix coming in to prepare for this Widow Mine drop.
Now, Wardix did see that medivac, so he is going to be anticipating this. So he has got a few stalkers scattered around the bases now with an observer to try and take as little damage to this from possible as the medivac now positions itself with the afterburner at the ready. It will be interesting to see if he does react perfectly to this, because even though he's got units in a position, he can still make some sloppy mistakes here. And as we see now, the afterburner is ready to go, and here comes the medivac here. He's going to go straight to the main, actually, knowing that the units are right in position, and there is some more units in the main. He has to be careful not to use the medivac. The afterburner is now run up, and the stalker getting lots of pop shots off of that. Medivac has to be careful not to do the medivac. The Widows do borrow, though, and the probes split up nicely, and only one Widow Mind Destiny and killing only 2 probes there. Very good defense there from Wardix.
Absolutely, and the medivac leaves to fight another day. In the meantime, we see tank production for VBR, so we see the mech transition, and we see the first immortal coming out for Warwick, so he knows what kind of playstyle he's up against. And yeah, look at this. He's making a bit of a push here, I feel.
He is indeed, and he's got that immortal, and while there is no marauders for that immortal to really capitalise on, that immortal is a tanky bastard, and he will be taking a lot of damage before going down. And with this time warp, it could be fatal.
Absolutely, but I'm not sure. That is a lot of Marines there for
That is a lot, Dom.
And that is a siege tank, and even though he has immortals, you know, that's a lot of units.
As long as he can keep that immortal away from that siege tank, Dom, he is going to be fine. But as soon as that immortal starts taking shots at that siege tank, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Immortals chew through tanks like Noah's business, and he is actually moving out against this, Dom. Is this the right decision? I think he's going to clear up this force here easily. The siege tank does decide to siege, and he is going to rain fire down. The second immortal not yet getting there. The Marines are going to push this back, but I feel this is a misstep by Wardix. He needs to move out now.
Absolutely, and he kills the forward pylon. VBR immediately loads up his Marines, and what's he going to do? Is he going to drop these?
Well, there is an observer there, Dom, so maybe that's not the right decision, but I don't think he knows about the observer. He's just going to pull back here.
And there we go, he drops all his units, I think. He's going to come into the range, and boom, there we go.
I think that was a bit of a bait there, Dom. He wanted that observer to follow him. Very interesting play here from VBR, and he is going to be taking up third command center, so certainly gearing up for the late game here. With the grades on the way from the armory, he certainly is going to be in a good position here. If we just take a look at the work account here, we do have 43 SCVs to 37 probes, so no clear lead for either player. But this certainly is an exciting game, and I feel that VBR now moving out has with these Hellbats, they're going to do phenomenal damage to this. They need so size. The siege tanks though get target fired by those, and drops the. I think he dropped those Hellbats perhaps a little bit too far away. He needs to drop them on top of the army there to delay them as much as possible, and he is going to be able to take down that sentry. And the Immortals now left undefended. The Stalkers turning around. There's not enough to take care of this army here, Dom.
Absolutely, that's a lot of Marines and Hellbats, and he's got Zealots primarily, and these Hellbats do such a fantastic job. But I feel that maybe VBR might be just slightly overextending, but maybe that's part of his plan right now.
Huge engagement, Dom. 2 siege tanks now walking in. He wants to keep them as far back as possible so they don't get taken out by those Immortals. Beautiful positioning thus far. He needs to keep reinforcing this position, and while doing this, he has got his 3rd CC making, and that's going to be turning into an order soon. Good economy here, pushes up the ramp, takes out the cannon here. Lots of tanks, Marines at the ready, and I don't feel that. I think Wardix with this warp in his army is going to be okay here, but I feel that he's done so much damage to Wardix's army.
Absolutely, and there we go, he pulls out, and he's delayed the tech so much, we don't see a Colossus then. +1 armor is only finished, just now finished, and we see VBR pushing out, taking his 3rd behind this push. So it wasn't designed to actually kill him, it was just designed to do a little bit of pressure. But we see him with these observers on the map really nicely, and wow, look at this, a Zealot for the 3rd.
I think that the resource spending here from VPR is very nice, but he needs to use these mules now, which he is doing. He needs to be able to stop this zealot pressure at his 3rd. I don't think he expected that, and he has got units there to be in position to defend that, but that delay of mining time is going to be a bit annoying, and he really does want to clear that up and start throwing down these mules, because he hasn't quite got all his tech buildings at the moment. He needs to build as much army as possible, because there could be a huge 2-base all-in from the Protoss player here, who's opting to build a robotics bay rather than taking their 3rd. In fact, he is taking his 3rd, Dom. So this game could be lasting a lot longer than we first anticipated.
Absolutely, he has got a big tank count on the way, +1 attack and +2 attack. More importantly, is finishing up for the for our Protoss friend as well. But why is he? He's pushing out right now, and I feel with this amount of siege tanks and Hellbats, this just isn't really a good choice right now. Maybe he's going to use the fact that he is slightly out of position on the 3rd right now, but. Yeah, here he comes again, and he wants round 2.
And those Immortals, Dom, 2 of them are on red health. This is very bold, and he might be able to do some damage here, but he's going to get sandwiched inside. There's no mothership core to be able to recall. And VBR notices this, and he goes out. He pushes down. He sieges up in position to take this fight, and he pushes Warlicks away.
Exactly, he's just pushing away, and he keeps losing army. He's got Twilight Council and a third behind this, and is VBR going to... Does he smell blood?
Well, there's a 46 supply lead here. He certainly can now capitalise on this, and he is going to take a few more shots upon this army. I feel that VBR's being a bit passive here, but maybe that's the right decision with that third taken so early.
Yeah, and he still just keeps throwing minerals into this third right now. I just don't feel it's the right choice right now. And we see +3 attack on the way. He's going to clear up this little bit of a push. I think he's going to be looking to hunt down these annoying little pylons that have been in his side the whole time. But look at this. This army is just getting bigger and bigger. He doesn't have a starport, however, at the moment, and that is Colossus in production with Immortals. But as you say, we don't have range, and yeah, he's going for the push. He knows.
VBR scanned the third, and that's what initiated this push. He's saying, "Hey, no, you're not going to play the macro game, son. I'm going to play the macro game and show you how it's done."
Absolutely, and we have 1 Colossus, 4 Stalkers, a handful of Immortals, and I just don't think he's got what it takes to crush this push. I think he can just walk up the ramp.
I think he can, Dom, and I think he's actually going to load up some helmet, to load up some tanks.
He can and he will.
He certainly will.
He
and
will.
He's going to go for it right now. Here comes the boost.
Look
now
at it.
Imminent
Come on.
going to drop right on top of them, and there's nothing he can do. I think he's just going to get absolutely crushed. He can just attack, even win against this Dom.
Absolutely, he's coming through. VBR is knocking at the door, and there's no one to answer. This is just not good.
Phenomenal play from VBR, capitalising it. He didn't even need to scan the main to identify the tech switch, and he is now pumping out purely Immortals to try and deal with this tank count. And I just don't feel it's going to be enough. He's going to lose all his economy. He's going to lose this third even, and maybe even his expansion. I just don't think he can hold it.
Absolutely, Hellbat's in the mineral line, which is the last thing you want right now. We've got Stalkers moving in, but these are all units designed to deal with armor units, and Hellbat's on site.
There are
Four
tanks and
Robos here,
Hellbats
and a
everywhere.
GG for Wardits.
Oh my god, VBR is on an absolute slaughter run tonight. Can anyone take him down? Fantastic games. This is Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regime. Hold on to your pants, things are getting exciting.
Certainly, VBR turning up the fire there with a three kill streak, I believe, taking the score 4-1.
Yeah, VBR is on a spree here. He smelled blood, and well, let's see if he's able to take the last player of Ancient Regime down. We will see who they bring.
I certainly would be excited to see VBR take yet another game off Ancient Regime. He is playing phenomenally well, almost to a pro gamer standard, I would dare to say.
Yeah, he's he's a school teacher. He's been busy marking exams, and yeah, the teacher is coming to play. So oops. Sorry.
Certainly, when school's out, the teachers will play, Dom.
Yeah, when school's out, teachers come to play. He's teaching everyone a lesson tonight. In the ways of mech in TVP, absolutely phenomenal. I do though think that the choices by the Protoss maybe weren't necessarily the best, even though he held that drop quite. I think the problem is with Wings of Liberty, it was very much if I do a push and I lose, therefore I think I'm ahead. I do a push, I kill them. You know, that counter swing. But now it's kind of like they push me, I clear it up quite nicely, but people. They aren't behind. They're still on the same level playing field. And if I push into a counter, then necessarily I'm not going to be as ahead as I think I am.
But we really need to be fair here. Ancient Regime are doing a great job as well. They're playing so well. We are seeing so good games. This is absolutely incredible.
We are indeed seeing phenomenal play from both sides. Ancient Regime certainly putting up a tough fight here for Poison Hearts, and phenomenal games from both teams, I feel. And I am very excited to see the next matchup and what player they decide to throw out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see full act up, or perhaps, I think, have we seen Kakos? Yeah, we have seen Kakos.
Yeah, we have seen Kakos.
Then I can only imagine that it's going to be Fulak who does play Terran. So we're going to see a TVT, but of course we still have Winter in the lineup, and we have Zun. So there's a little bit of work for Ancient Regime to go, but again, well played, Ancient Regime. I'm a massive fan of this team. They're from Hungary, and yeah, to underestimate them would be a massive.
A massive fault, yeah.
They certainly are a force to be reckoned with, showing us some phenomenal games here today.
And if you guys out there like our games, like our casting, please hit the follow button. We are having a lot more shows, not only Clan Wars. We do have the Gauntlet on Mondays. We do have the Best of 3 on Wednesdays. We do have the challenge on Fridays. Tune in and have fun.
I really like that I've never thought about loading up units into the Medivac turbo, like mech anyway, and then using it to get us around, and it just works so effectively.
It does. It takes out the range a bonus from those colossi, so they can't really get away fast enough. They just trap.
Absolutely, you know, pick up your mech and just drop it on them, and it just works so well. Anyway, we're just waiting on the last player for AR. We're going to have Faught as well, and we haven't actually seen the full extent of his TVZ yet. TVT yet.
No, it will be interesting to see yet another TVT. I think VBR is certainly ready for it here.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness me, what intense games we are having tonight.
Certainly some of the best games I've ever casted, and certainly some of the best that anyone's ever watched here on PoisonTVde.
Yeah, absolutely, and I say,
yeah, these are absolute great games.
by the way, just while we're all here and you're watching the stream, if anyone is interested, there is a new practice group set up by PoisonTVde. It's just a bit of fun. People want to come along, meet other teams, talk, get to know everyone in the cast, in the team, in other teams such as Ancient Regime. Then look up the Admiral Association. I'm sure someone will type it into chat, and find the channel and just join. It's a public open channel. There are a lot of teams in there. We have a lot of good feedback for it, and there is a great resource for players. Okay, so we have Memphis, who I don't know who is. I don't know who Memphis is. He's a new one for Ancient Regime, and yeah, Memphis. Memphis comes.
He comes.
Could this be the dark coming, should I say?
Now this is going to be a TVZ instead then, Dom, so I think VBR is yet unchallenged TVZ this series, so it would be interesting to see what playstyle he opts for, if he still goes for that mech style he so loves.
Yeah. I don't see any change in that whatsoever, but his TVZ is, yeah.
I'll be interested to see how he copes with Vipers in the late game with his mech style then.
Well, this is I've seen a variety of styles for mech versus Zerg, and I've seen a variety of Zerg styles versus mech. Swarm host. And the interesting thing is, yeah, VBR, he has a build for all of them. It's just he needs to keep his cool together. But I don't know how Memphis plays. He could go for some real hardcore aggression. But as I'm sure you know, VBR likes to dig his nails deep into the ground, and he secures himself up for any kind of shenanigans. And of course, he plays lots of those guys practice together a lot in the team, and they do throw every cheese under the sun at him. Ling run by, so he's seen it all. And yeah, we're about to start the game, so let's find out.
I'm so interested to see what Memphis here does throw at our player VBR, and I'm hoping our VBR can hold it, but I would certainly love to see a very long, drawn out, very painful and very brutal ZVT. I've not seen one in a while. And what map do we have here, Dom?
We have the
Daybreak.
Daybreak. Okay.
Oh, Daybreak. That can lead to some beautiful mech play. So I think VBR is going to be in its comfort zone here, Dom.
Yeah, I agree too. And I've seen this. Someone's using VBR's colour. He's not happy. Oh, there we go. Ah, what a gentleman Memphis is. I say, Ancient Regime, they're a fantastic team. And if anyone wants to find out who they are, then get hold of Robert, I believe it is, isn't it?
Stop. We're missing Zune.
Zoom. I know.
Oh, yes, you are indeed missing me.
Well, then it looks like you're just going to have to cast from the Twitch.
It's okay, they cancelled the game.
But yeah, I say, if you enjoy the stream, click the follow button. We've got loads and loads of cool games to cast tomorrow, not just Poison Hearts shenanigans. And yeah, if you we have we have games from the Gauntlet. So yeah, sorry about the delays, everyone. Bit of confusion, and then we'll rock into the next game. And of course, if you guys want to find out what we're up to, we have all our news on our website, www.PoisonTVde, and you can check out what we are up to. And of course, you can follow us. Yeah, follow us there, sign up, post in the forums, let us know what you're up to. And yeah, but please, yeah, show us some support, and we will try and bring you the best content we possibly can. Now we're just gonna fire up the game again, and Zune is gonna jump in.
Certainly I will there this time, Dom. Can't actually see that you are in a game, so I can't join on you, unfortunately. I think you might have to invite me.
Yeah, just there we go, joining on, Victor.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see that you were in the game. Maybe it's a bug in my overlay, I don't know.
I wasn't in a game, I think. That's probably why. Is that everyone? Azilis, son. Okay, so Memphis versus VBR, we have a Z. So whatever it's here, we're going to see, guaranteed to see at least one ZVT and two more ZVZs. This is the final game in Poison Hearts versus Ancient Regime, currently standing at 4-1, I believe.
4-1 indeed. Let's see if Memphis here can end the streak of VBR. This is a TVZ here on Daybreak, and in this comfort zone VBR is with his mech style. Very interesting to see what Memphis can throw at him to try and counter that.
Yeah, just will Ancient Regime be the cure for poisoned hearts?
I'm not sure there is a cure, Dom. I think this is one of the ones for the history books, and this is the black plague of our current day-to-day life, and I'm afraid the game is going to be underway soon, so let you take it away this time, Dom, if you introduce the players.
Oh, indeed. We have Daybreak again, the mech-favoured map, well, mech-based map. Anyway, in the bottom left-hand corner, in the green shots, we have, playing for Ancient Regime, Memphis. BBR wins.
Very early victory. I do like to build all of that. I think the SCV pull onto the minerals was the correct choice. He didn't mine enough minerals there to just scare our Zerg player here, Memphis, out of the game.
Absolutely. His crystals looked a little bit more jagged there, slightly more scary. I'd be scared. Good game.
I'd be scared too, spawning in at the bottom left position. He knew that he didn't have the correct position on the map. It wasn't a lucky position, and it was one of those positions where you just can't win against Terrans.
Maybe it was just one of those situations where he, he spawned and his overlord was dead.
That could be true as well. Spawning about an overlord is certainly going to make 6 balls extremely hard to perform.
Absolutely.
Dom, can you host first?
Well.
Yeah, I do.
Who do you want to join?
Am I joining on you, Dom?
Yeah.
There we go.
I've got a razor. Do you know? Once you start inviting people on this thing, it becomes like trigger finger, like pew pew pew.
Next time, I think we will have to organise a party just so that we get all the invites out automatically.
Absolutely, that's what we usually do as well. Okay, so gonna.
What about Memphis?
We are missing Memphis indeed, our opponent here, for the EBR. Did he time out? Did he get disconnected from the battle nets? Oh no, he is indeed online. Here he is.
Just waiting on the ready, and we will start again. Okay, let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll indeed. Take it away, Dominic.
Wow, what some really cool games. We see lots of interesting games, but tonight's have just been phenomenal. They've been exciting. They've been close. They've been
nail biters.
Nerve-wracking.
Special night indeed, Dom. And here on Daybreak, we have
Memphis in the top right-hand corner in the green shorts, playing for Ancient Regime, and in the bottom left-hand corner in the orange shorts we have VBR playing for Poison Hearts, who is currently on a 3-0 streak. As I say, can Memphis cure the ailment of Poisoned Hearts for our player VBR? We will about to find out. What a nice guy too. Always good to see polite players, no PM, no shenanigans, and that's what I always like about Ancient Regime. You know, good team.
They do
Indeed.
seem to be a friendly bunch, and also a very skilled bunch, it has to be said. They've shown some phenomenal games here. Even though they are currently down 4-1, they've not given up easily. They've given us a really hard time here tonight, Dom.
Absolutely, they have been no walkover. But, and of course, if you guys are a fan of them, I know PSC has a stream. If they can link their stream in chat, I'm sure all our guys will follow them and check them out at a later date when they do their streaming, because as I say, it is well worth watching. And look at this, we see a very early drone scout for our Zerg.
We do indeed. Now that could just be to make sure that there is no greed here, but he might be wanting to see that 14cc timing, so he can indeed go for the free hatch before pull. He's not going to be seeing that, Dom. He is in fact going to be seeing a barracks and a gas, so he is going to be able to do a little bit of a harass here, just annoy the SUV. But I think the BBR is going to be fine against that. We have seen him deal with an early drone scout before just fine, so I don't think he's going to be any pressured by this. So while this is a very interesting opener into a 15 hatch, I don't think it's necessarily a necessity on this map.
Absolutely, and now he goes in. It's going to be a little bit annoying, because why not? If you're going to like early harass or send an early scout, you know, it might be a little bit annoying, and does force an SEV pull. And we see a hatch first for Memphis.
Now he can take the gas here. This is actually a really good thing that Zerg players can do to annoy the Terran. They can take the other gas off the Terran, and VBR needs to be aware of that, because that is what some Zerg players like to do, because they are all too familiar. And certainly blocking in that drone, he's going to ask to be gas stolen here, and he might just do that. His drone is on the way now. He wants the gas steal, I feel. He's going to go for it. Will he get it? No, he won't. Okay, so that's huge for VBR. Doesn't get that gas tonight now, so he can take the early gas if he so desires.
Now, look at this. We see a very late gas for Memphis, not favouring the gas before pull. Do you think this will affect the way that he is going to be defending this early Reaper opening?
Well, as he is actually building Marines instead of Reapers, he's actually going to be fine against this Dom, and he's lucked out a little bit, I feel.
I know what build this is. this be no mech build. This is the VBR special.
The VBR special, please inform our viewers,
This
Dom.
is his TVZ build. We're going to see Hellbat drops followed by another tank push and it's really effective. And even if you get roaches, it's still really effective because of the utilization of Hellbat drops. And yeah, I think it's a Hellbat drop, possibly a Widow Mine drop as well. Yeah, this is no, maybe not. Yeah, no, this is the VBR special. I'm not making this up. He is gonna. Don't let me down, son. I think we're gonna see an armory follow up here.
Well, he certainly is going to be building that supply depot to be able to scout any overlords moving into position, so he can snipe with Marines if he so desires. And he is now moving out with his Marines to do that. Indeed, he wants to hunt down any overlords to make sure they can't get in and scout this. He wants the Starbot to remain hidden.
Is he going to get the overlord? I think he is. And this would be a really
Just
nice
barely he's going to get it, yes. Yes, he got that by about 4 shots.
And this is crucial now for Memphis here. Since he's supply blocked, he is forced to build overlords. So I don't know if that was a good thing for Memphis here to lose this overlord.
Memphis might be tempted to, he would usually be tempted to take his third right now, but not seeing the early expansion from VBR, he's going to be hesitant to do so. So he is actually going to throw down a spine crawler to be safe here. Now, this might be the right decision, but will he be able to defend against these drops? He hasn't got a Roach Warren. He's got all these minerals banked up, and he's not doing anything with them yet.
More importantly, he doesn't have any form of detection either at the moment, and we do have a medivac away. And look at this, we see a reactor with a second factory on the way and an armory. So yeah, this is the VBR drop that yeah, the Widow Mine drop into Hellbat drops. But we do see a second gas now. He's going for a really fast lair.
I do believe that Zergling did see that medivac just barely, and he certainly knows there's Widow Mine because that Zergling did bite the dust to a Widow Mine. So if he was watching at the right time, he's going to be prepared for this. But will he have the units that he needs to defend against it? So far, he's got nothing, Dom. He's got 10 links on the way, but they're not in position to defend against this yet.
Absolutely, and now he's only just now doing the Overlord scope, but these Marines are coming in, and there we go. In comes the boost.
And he's going to throw down these mines in the perfect position. He wants to be as annoying as possible with these mines. He doesn't necessarily need to do damage, he just needs to deny mining type, and he's going to do just that. The links now need to split up. He only wants to detonate them with one singular link, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he's so far, VBR's been very patient with this medivac. He wants to be careful not to lose it to these queens, and he is actually might lose this. Just barely the loses
Oh,
his
he's
queens.
losing the
Big
medivac.
mistake by VBR there, but he is attacking the third base simultaneously with his Marines, distracted by his own APM here. But the drones aren't mining. Dom, the drones aren't mining yet. He's got so many idle drones, and if he forgets about those Widow Mines, he's going to be punished.
Yeah, this is absolutely terrible.
The Widow Mine is just about to be reactivated
Indeed, and 4 drone kills there, Dom. Huge play, and denying that third is going to be crucial. But he's not done yet, Dom. He's not throwing down a CC. He's not finished yet. He's making tanks. He's making Hellbats. He's making more medivacs. He's ready to end this game, and he's going to be doing so shortly.
Absolutely, and Hellbats are so effective against Lings and Banelings as well. So, yeah. I mean,
3 more drones, Dom. 3 more drones biting the dust, and yet more at the expansion. Another one goes down. Hardly any drones here for our Zerg player. Down to 29 drones, even to 28 SCVs. So regardless of VBR being on this one base, he is still at similar saturation. And with this army, he's going to be able to put on the phenomenal pressure onto our Zerg player here.
Absolutely, and he's trying to do a counter with them, but he's just going to walk into a massive blob of Bio Hellbat Marine right now. He's running around the outside as well. Could we have a base trade scenario for him?
Well, if he does lift up those supply depots, he's going to be fine, but will he react in time, Dom? I don't think... Oh, Dom, he knows, Dom. Dom, he knows. He is prepared against this. He is full too aware, and he is going to be going for it, Dom. There's nothing going to be in his way now. We have 10 links and... possibly some Banelings, but more or less nothing else to defend against us. And with these Hellbats, I really don't see him defending it.
Absolutely, I do. there's just nothing to answer. We've got 20 links in production, but we've got 2 more Hellbats in this army. He's just going to move on through. The first siege goes down. Circlings aren't even out yet.
He needs to be careful from these behind now. These Zerglings are moving, but he's got Hellbat Storm next to these tanks. Perfect position maker from VPR. Being very careful here. Memphis in a world of hurt. He is going to lose this hatchery for sure. He is making a ton of mailings on the high ground. He scans to identify that. Bailing speed is done, but is it enough to clear this dropout? Even if he does clear this attack out now, he is going to be in a phenomenal economic position with all these SCBs back at home.
Yeah, he's trying to do a lane counter, but there's just so much stuff behind this. He's even opting for an expansion if he chose to. He's just putting more units. And look at this, massive spread in the natural, and he can just sit here and do what he likes.
Unfortunately for Ancient Regime's Memphis, he isn't going to be able to have much of this. Oh, and the scan, Dom! The scan! He sees the borrowed Bailing attempt. That was his only hope at defending against this, and it's not going to be enough, Dom. There's 2 Evolution Chambers with nothing to do. He's got a few more Zerglings on the way, but there's just nothing left, Dom. The tanks are moving into position now. The Medivac spotting is going to lay siege to the space, and he's keeping his army nice and split up because he doesn't want to lose anything unnecessarily to these clubs of Bailings.
And reinforcements rolling in as well from behind. There's nothing that VBR can stop now.
VBR indeed certainly in a great position to take this game. Memphis now, he needs to keep a clear head here if he wants to even stand a chance at breaking out here. But with this amount of tanks, I don't think it's doable. Unfortunately, I think this is the last effort of Ancient Regimes, and I don't think it's going to be a good enough one at that. The Queen gets sniped. There's no more injects. Just a hand. Now VBR is being very patient with this, and this is the perfect decision making by VBR because he's just sending in a handful of units to waste away at these Bailings and Zerglings. So there's going to be no way that this Zergling is going to break out and take this on.
Absolutely, I like the choice against the +1 armor, but unfortunately the Evo Chamber is fighting for Hellbats right now. This siege line is just creeping forward. He's trying to buy as much time as humanly possible right now, but as he buys more time, reinforcing line just gets stronger and stronger.
VBR taking this expansion behind this, so even if there was a miracle that could somehow deal with this contain, unfortunately he's going to be so far behind economically, there's not a chance in hell. And he is waiting now for his turn player to move in, and there is a few Hellbats now picking away at the lair, and the Bailings do more bid, but they get scooped up by the Medivac, so they can't get a cost-effective engagement here, and he is now going to start harassing with these Hellbats, almost toying with him now. But there is a Nidus network on the way, but this isn't going to be enough, Dom.
But look at this.
He's building a Nidus.
Yeah, I just commented that he built a Nidus, but I don't feel like that's going to be enough here. It is a good decision. He can do some damage with this now, but with this amount of units, with these Hellbats, I don't feel that he's actually going to be able to do anything with this Nidus network here. And VBR sees this, so he's going to have his units back at home, prepared to deal with this. And there's going to be nothing to defend this main, and he is pulling his units back now to deal with this, but I don't feel he should pull them all back. I think he should just go in here and kill this there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, Don.
But he's only got a handful of, he's got Bailing, which, can kill economy, but there's certainly not enough to take down all these buildings. And then what have you got? You've got nothing but Zerglings left over.
And he's got siege tanks on the low ground, so even if he does pick away out that wall to get down to the expansion, he's not going to have enough units to deal with that, Dom, and he's just going to GG out. That's it. That's Poison Hearts taking the game 5-1 here.
Wow.
But absolutely incredible games here. Poison Hearts wins versus Ancient Regime. This was an absolute incredibly strong clan war. Wow.
Certainly a great clan war from both sides here. Beautiful games, phenomenal games even. And Ancient Regime certainly not going down without a fight here, despite the phenomenal effort by VBR with his 4 kill streak. Beautiful play by VBR. Really well representing his team here today.
Yeah, indeed. 1 second, I get a request from Bobek.
In fact, I do need to head off prematurely here today, as I do have my dinner ready, so I will be back after a few moments.
Okay, well take care, and of course thank you everyone else who has tuned in and followed the stream tonight. The games have been absolutely phenomenal today, and a big thank you to AR. Wow, super cool.
How about that second game between Horizon and
And VBR, you mean? Yeah, this was absolute burner. And guys, if you like the games, if you like the show, please hit the follow button. We will be back tomorrow for the Gauntlet hosted by sc2btc.com, and we will back on Wednesday and on Friday. So, and probably for more Clan Wars during the week. Hit the follow button and tune in whenever you can and want.